more about your family. You talk of wanting your own space as your space. You realize that most people wait their entire lives trying to establish the things that you want to avoid. A wife, 2 children that love you dearly. You realize that that is the most sacred of things in this unpredictable world. And without it, one could lose their faith in life, their ability to trust, even their sanity.
Hi, I'm Michael. Hi, I'm Matt.
I'm Kayla.
And I'm Daniel.
And we're all working on the production of the film Trigger.
Oh, hi there. You just witnessed a teaser trailer for our film Trigger, which we shot with our own equipment and less than $15. The feature tells the story of a successful psychologist named Dr. George Prentice. In the film, the psychologist has emotional wounds reopened by a new patient. And over the course of their sessions, the doctor becomes more obsessed with his patient's family life. What makes this film unique is that it focuses on the psyche of the terrifying psychologist. Most films these days focus on a man murdering for no reason. Our thriller will get inside the mind of the killer and show us a world through his point of view. And if you're wondering if we have the ability to make such a film, don't. Zip, zero, nada, zilch.
Hi there. Our film Trigger begins with a husband and wife, Helen and Jeff Crosley. Helen is encouraging her husband Jeff to see a psychologist to help him cope with stress at work and home. Jeff is skeptical but eventually agrees. Jeff begins working with renowned Dr. George Prentice, played by Bryan Cranston, who is professional and seems to have a healthy family life. George shows a clear interest in Jeff's family, asking him questions about his home life. George also shares information about his own seemingly perfect family. Jeff begins enjoying his sessions with George and feels as if he's making progress, but get this, Jeff in actuality is being manipulated by Dr. George Prentice. Dr. Prentice is in fact manipulating Jeff so that he can take Jeff's place in his family. Helen begins to become suspicious of Dr. Prentice because of her husband's behavior. As the film progresses, the doctor gets more and more obsessed with his patient's family and stalks the wife and kids regularly. There's a confrontation between Helen and Jeff where Helen reveals her discomfort with her husband's relationship with Dr. Prentice. Helen researches the doctor and finds his family is actually dead. She runs home to tell Jeff and finds that he's attempted suicide and he tried to hang himself, and Helen swiftly cuts him down, saving his life. As Jeff regains consciousness, Helen tries to call an ambulance, but the phone line is cut. To make matters worse, her cell phone is dead. So she runs outside to use a neighbor's phone, but is immediately apprehended by the doctor the second she leaves the house. She struggles and tries to scream, but he chloroforms her, and as he throws her in the back of his car, you see her children have already been captured and drugged. Dr. Prentice takes Helen and the kids to his basement and dresses them in his old wife and kids' clothes. Jeff finally regains consciousness and discovers that his family is missing. Jeff recalls being drugged by Dr. Prentice and the doctor putting the noose around his neck. Terrified and disoriented, he realizes what must be done. Jeff breaks into Dr. Prentice's home and finds the basement door. He grabs a knife from the kitchen and slowly creeps into the basement. After turning the corner of the stairs, he is stabbed by the doctor in the stomach, and he falls to the ground and watches his wife and kids wake up in terror. Jeff fights the doctor, and Dr. Prentice begs Jeff to kill him. Jeff cannot go through with it, and he drops the knife, and the doctor lunges towards him, grabbing the knife and stabbing him with a fatal wound. The wife and kids are tied up, crying and struggling, and the doctor turns to them, and with Jeff's blood covering his clothes and hands, he says, "We can finally be together as a happy family." End scene.
Zip, zero, nada, zilch.
We'll be shooting this film on Canon DSLR cameras.
Yeah.
We'll be shooting the film on Canon DSLR cameras, and we intend to shoot for 20 days, in other words 4 weeks. As for pre-production, we will spend at least 6 months, and we'll be shooting this film on location, using locations already available to us. One production problem we foresee is the challenge of recording audio on location. That's why we'll be hiring an experienced sound recordist and plan to schedule enough time to allow for delays. We'll be using guild actors and have modified our budget to meet that need.
Zip, zero, nada, zilch.
Oh my, what? Oh, hello there. Didn't see you right there. So, I'm here to talk about the budgeting for this feature film. Before I get into all that technical number stuff, I would like to first bring up what an experienced crew we are and how talented each one of us is, at our craft. One of the actors we want to use in this film is Bryan Cranston, and we want to place him in the role of Dr. George Prentice. One of the reasons we feel that he'll be such a great actor to play this part is it is almost a part that is a synthesis of the characters he has already played. What's that? You don't know who Bryan Cranston is? You may remember him from shows such as Malcolm in the Middle or Breaking Bad, and he already has a large fan base from... Sorry, coughing on a gin. You may remember Bryan Cranston from roles in the TV shows Malcolm in the Middle or Breaking Bad, and he already has a large fan base from these TV shows. So we feel that using Bryan Cranston is a double win for us, because not only is he familiar with the kind of role he will be playing, but he is also bringing a crowd of followers to watch our film. One of the reasons this film isn't going to cost us millions of dollars is because we have a lot of equipment available to us and have contacts who have even more equipment. So one of the benefits of shooting on a Canon 60D is I already know several people who have Canon 60Ds, including myself. So because we don't have to have camera rental, we will be saving a huge amount on the camera costs. And also because we're shooting this in digital, we won't worry about developing film. Another reason that this won't cost us very much is because I know someone personally who has a grip truck and will rent it out for us, giving us lighting equipment and basic grip gear for only $6.50 a day, which I've calculated into our budget. Yes, as I was saying, we'll be shooting this film on location using free locations that we have available to us, such as a warehouse, an office, and a suburban home, interior and exterior. So, you might wonder how we're going to get money for this film. Sir, thank you. One of the ways we plan to raise money for this is to use crowdfunding. Not crowdfunding. Sorry. We plan to use crowdfunding, such as websites like Kickstarter or Indiegogo. We plan to get a start there to help us raise money initially. We also plan to be pitching this film to industry executives and people who are already in the business. Besides pitching this film to production companies and using crowdfunding, we also plan to get Bryan Cranston involved, as I mentioned before. And with his name attached, I believe we will be able to spark a lot more interest in our film and raise a lot more money that way.
Oh, hi. So for the marketing and distribution of our film, we have a lot of plans for getting the word out about this new feature that we're making. We are focusing our audience to be 16 and up because our film will feature psychological suspense and it'll excite and intrigue an older audience, but there will be an amount of gore and thrilling action elements that will draw and hold the attention of a younger crowd as well. We will place posters online and around the city to advertise with different images that we create, and the marketing will be geared towards people who love thriller suspense films that evoke emotion and thought with a touch of drama and maybe even a little romance. We shall make a Facebook page to spread the word about the film, and we will involve local newspapers for advertising on top of that. And we will also have special premieres with our actors and crew who will be available for Q&A after the showing, with Bryan Cranston there talking up our film, and him being a pretty popular actor. We feel like that'll gain a lot of attention towards the feature. We're going to put our teaser trailer on YouTube and create a website. We will have YouTube celebrities endorse our film. Should I put examples?
No.
YouTube celebrities?
I don't think it's necessary.
Okay. So for distribution, we're going to put clips up on our website. We're going to find local theaters willing to show our film, and we're going to send it to South by Southwest after it gets some recognition. Thank you. I hope we have been able to pique your interest in our film, Trigger. Here are a few production stills from the shoot for the trailer you watched at the opening of this project. We worked well together and were able to stay productive and efficient over the course of this shoot. Creating this film means a lot to us, and we will put in our greatest effort. We are all passionate about filmmaking and will do whatever it takes to make the best project possible. For the trailer alone, we worked 12-hour days and enjoyed every moment of it. We are financially educated and know how to utilize our resources the most efficient way. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation. We really hope you decide to help us out and produce our film. We're not